find expression and be expressed in those places where it needs to be heard.
Would you have a suggestion for me, my talents, where to apply them?
Your what?
My talents, where to apply them? I have a fear of public speaking.
Well, you're going to have to make a choice between your love for the earth or your love for your fear.
Okay.
Because what you honor, you love, whether it's a wise love or not.
Can you pass it by me again?
To love your fear and allow it to cause you to be silent when your voice needs to be raised means that you're honoring your fear. You're loving it more than your love for the earth. If you stay connected with your love for the earth, you will find your voice rising up and speaking out. And you will do it because you love the earth too much to remain silent. You're going to have to fly right in the face of your fear of speaking up. Now, a lot of your speaking can be done by letter.
Okay.
But I want you to keep clear these two things that I just said. Do you love the earth more than you love your fear?
Yeah, I guess I loved my fear more because I haven't done anything about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you keep those two simple opposing points clear in your mind, it will be easier for you to change your mind because of what you really do love. If you keep those two simple opposing points clear in your mind, you will find the courage coming forth that will allow you to override your fear. Because you become miserable when you're immobilized on this issue. Mm-hmm. And so you're loving the misery too, because you're not doing anything to change it. Your voice is needed. And if it comes haltingly, if it comes awkwardly, let it come awkwardly. And if you let it come awkwardly, you'll begin to relax as you have a little bit of experience. And then it will come more smoothly. And then it will come with wit and clarity and with a means to bring about change. I promise you that. But first, you're going to have to decide which of those two things you love more.
Thank you. It's clear.
I would suggest that you write those two opposing points on a piece of paper and put it on your refrigerator, just so that you have the reminder. Because when you walk away from the refrigerator and go about your other things, it will be very easy to slip back into the old habit. And it needs to remain crystal clear to you that you're loving one of two things, and the thing you're loving is at odds with your true love. And it's immobilizing you and keeping you from adding your voice to the other voices that are raised, and to which more voices need to be added. Damn it, do it.
Thank you.
You can even write that on your refrigerator door too.
One more question that may seem trivial. Is there going to be snow?
Any particular spot you're wondering about?
Exactly, yes.
Is there going to be snow where?
Because the planet is warming, and I have been doing hiking, and the snowpack that I used to hike on is gone. So, so my question is there going to be snow on the planet?
Oh yes, there will be snow on the planet.
Good. Millions of skiers will thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Hands. Over here? Yes. No.
Thank you, Raj.
You're welcome.
A quick question. I get the sense that my adoptive father has woken up like recently. He's been like dead for 7 years. And I feel like I've just felt him a couple of times, and I don't know, it's just one of those. I'm wondering, am I way off base, or has he woken up, or is he awake?
No, he is not awake yet, but he has been present with you specifically and on purpose. And that is what you have been feeling.
Okay, thank you.
It will happen again, and I encourage you to bask in the communion, the feeling.
Okay.
Okay.
And my next question is regarding, I've been suffered from depression, I guess, I don't know, for probably my whole life, but I've been medicated for it for the last 4 or 5 years. And I've tried to go off it a couple of times, and each time I go into this really severe sadness and crying, and so, like, I don't know if I need to go through that, or like the doctor says there's a chemical imbalance in my head, right? And that's why I need to be on them. But I keep thinking that I should be off of them. So I go off of them, and then I get into this real inappropriate sadness. It seems like I don't know if sometimes I feel like I'm crying for past life stuff, and sometimes I feel like it's sadness from my childhood, and I don't know if I just need to let that go, or if I should actually be on antidepressants.
It is important for you to be on the antidepressants. And I encourage you to say, thank you, God, that they exist. At the same time, I encourage you to ask for healing and to be open for the healing of the problem, the imbalance. But don't resist or resent the medication. Go ahead and dare to be grateful that you're not depressed.
Okay.
Yeah, the medication is not harming you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. It's an unnecessary thing for you to be distracted by. Well, there are two things that it's unnecessary for you to be distracted by. One is the depression, and the other is the fact that you're using the medication. Let go of the frustration, the fretting about it, and enjoy the life you're having free of depression.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. The lady sitting down, yes.
Thank you, Raj. I have a question about feeling, and I work with feelings all the time.
With what?
Feelings.
Teeth fillings?
No, how you feel things. The big thing is how do you feel about
Yes,
it, and
yes.
go with your gut feeling,
Yes.
and guidance, and I work in the field, so I practice it a lot. And I'll have to say I'm quite confident in most areas. But there's one area with me that, I try to follow guidance, and then I have this big feeling attack in my stomach. Is that feeling or fear?
You can count on it that it's fear.
So it's not the gut feeling that this is a bad thing. It's certainly fear.
It means you're getting close to something really valuable, and your ego is kicking in.
So what do you do with that?
I would encourage you to get further into your peace. Meditate longer, and then let there be a desire to move in the direction of whatever this is that your ego is scared shitless about.
Okay, so I guess that was my question. It's probably the weakest area of my life, and it seems that, when I think about it, it's what drives me to start smoking after a month of not smoking or whatever, and I just was trying to weigh it out. Well, if it feels like this, then it's not right. But does it feel this way, or
it's the weakest place because because it is the weakest place, it's where breakthrough can occur most easily.
So I should just go for it even stronger.
Absolutely, except you don't go for it willfully. You don't go for it with determination. You bring your attention there and let it abide there, and you don't bring any force or willfulness to it.
Okay, but this particular area is exactly where I'm supposed to be at right now. So just be with it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's where the blessing is, that the ego is covering over with fear, so that you won't find it. Because if you find it, the ego will be weakened.
Okay.
And you will be stronger.
Okay. Thank you.
Enjoy the adventure.
Yeah, if I get over the stomach aches, I think I will.
I understand. I want you to keep in mind that what's on the other side of the fear is not at all fearful.
So I can trust this one.
Yes.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Okay. Behind the camera.
Hi, thank you. I think I've probably finally lost my mind. I'm doing really crazy things.
Check the box downstairs. There's a lot of stuff people have lost in the box.
It's the lost and found box.
Yes.
Yeah. But last month when we were here, you spoke to a young woman about being sensitive to energies in the world. And I haven't heard the answer to that again, but I really needed it. I'd like to talk to you about energy. And first of all, energy, for the example is my son and I, Jason and I seem to be picking up, or I seemed over the last few years, be picking up on his energy, and I'll feel sick like he does. And I'll know that and it's not mine, because this isn't my stuff. Like, I don't feel this for me. But one great example is he phoned the other day, and he's doing really well, and I'm delighted with it, but I woke up in the morning with the stiffest neck and shoulder. He phoned and said, "Oh, I've got the stiffest neck and shoulder." That's just an example of what's been going on over the years. I need to know whether or not it's possible that I'm picking up so finely on his energy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. However, you must understand that you're not a chameleon.
Yeah.
It's called empathy.
Even when I don't hear from him. I don't know anything that's going on. It's
Indeed.
like zap.
Indeed.
Okay.
Indeed. It's important for you to claim your freedom from such imposition. Not that he is imposing something on you,
understand.
but it is an imposition on you to be experiencing suffering that you haven't created for yourself. Just a moment. It is not a sign of increasing spirituality for you to be experiencing another's pain. A sign of increased spirituality would be to be aware that another is in distress, but not to be feeling it yourself. And so I want you to begin to claim exemption from such an imposition.
I honestly have. I have said this
Persist.
is not mine.
Indeed.
And I've handed it over. I said, take this. It is not mine. I don't deserve it.
And you can say in your mind to whatever, I am not available for this. Make that declaration. It's time for you to be free of it. You have a right to be free of it. It is an illegitimate imposition. And you're going to have to be quite firm about it.
Thought I was. But then I wasn't sure that it was really happening. I thought, oh, this is crazy. It can't really be. It can't really be happening.
Oh, yes. It can, and it is what is happening. Empathy is an ego dynamic, not a spiritual element of your being.
That's a really interesting statement. Because it feels like ego when you say, I don't want this anymore. Take it away from me. You know, that feels like the ego part.
That's clarity
Yeah.
asserting itself. That's intelligence being declared.
But how does that happen? I mean, how does that energy go from that person and go and attach itself to you?
Well, you see, they're
I mean,
really...
I'm not there saying, here I am, you know, I'm going to share this
understand.
with you.
I understand, but you are his mother. I mean by that your belief is that you are his mother. And because you are his mother, there is a special relationship. And part of that special relationship is that you're there for him to your dying day and beyond. And that you are there to relieve him of suffering. Now, that's the conditioning. All of that is caught up in the single ball of motherhood. What you have is a relationship that involves greater intimacy than you have allowed with other people in your world. Intimacy that you could have allowed other people into. And so you have a richer experience of him. But just because you have allowed a greater intimacy does not mean that it's appropriate for you to experience suffering for learning he hasn't done yet, but which you have done for yourself already. You see? Because he came out of your body does not mean that you have a link to him at the level of yours and his DNA. The fact is that a fetus has a symbiotic relationship with the mother, and the two are never one. So, get it straight that he is not an extension of you in any way. He is an extension of God, as you are. And as a result, you do not have a physical bond with him that causes you to be subject to physical sensations that he is experiencing.
But there are also psychic and emotional sensations too. And like
Of
he
course.
sticks to me like fly paper, and I'm just walking around trying to get him off because I so know what you're saying.
Yes. You are learning to disengage from your educated beliefs about what constitute motherhood, as well as learning to disengage from his intent to try to make you responsible for his dilemmas, so that he stands clear and able to address his problems as his problems, or his thresholds of learning as his thresholds of learning. So you are learning to disengage in all respects, so that you can be more available to him as a friend and as adults. Not so that you can be detached and separated from him.
I understand. I truly understand.
And you are making headway.
It's not always his suffering I'm feeling, because I also feel that on the planet at this time, there have never been so many people who have suffered at the hands of so few. And I feel that very strongly.
Oh, yes.
And it's,
And in addition to all of you experiencing inner levels of or undercurrents of fear, you are getting constant reinforcement from the media. And I'll tell you something. It's your obligation to find a way to stand clear from these undercurrents and the constant infusion of propaganda, because it isn't your having the same experience of fear as the rest of the world is having that will heal the problem. And fear will not cause you to rally around the truth. It will depress and immobilize you. And it will cause you not to be present when your voice needs to be heard that says no to actions that your government or other governments wish to take that are unwise. You all must become more conscientious about choosing for your peace and sitting down and meditating if that's what it takes. And then, as I said earlier, take your cues from God rather than the rampant fear that's going around your globe and the invitation to be afraid that comes in your media.
In my province at this time, there's what I consider to be a war on the poor, that our government has changed and they're much more conservative. And in order to save money, they are truly cutting services and benefits to women, to children, to everyone. I'm not afraid. I'm angry about it. I'm hurt because I'm ashamed of what our country, my province is doing to people who don't deserve that. I understand that there's an element of that, of their philosophy that's saying we need to help these people to help themselves. But underneath that, it's the dollar. It's big business that they're supporting. I feel helpless I have had insane thoughts. I'm going to go to the legislature and I'm going to starve myself to death right there until somebody listens, you know? I'm going to do these crazy things just to say, wake up, guys. Look at what you're doing to people that can't take it. See, that's where I think I'm crazy, because I feel so powerless. And yet I know that the only thing that will contribute is my own joy. And I can't get to that joy, because I can't get to it.
But what happens when you get to your joy? If you got to your joy wouldn't leave you sitting in your chair. Your joy
Would be active.
would have you standing up and dancing, let us say. It would have you standing up and speaking out for that which identifies joy in the most practical of terms. It isn't crazy to raise your voice in favor of what is humane.
I just quit my job, and I think that's what I quit it for, because I can't be silent anymore. I can't put up with it anymore.
Well, then put your mouth where your mouth is.
Well, I've been writing letters. It's like you feel so powerless. What direction do you go in? You know?
Sometimes the direction you go in is
inside.
to make noise.
Yeah.
Make noise.
What I wanted to do.
That's not crazy.
Okay.
And just as Paul said at the beginning today, he said to me, there's not going to be any good time to go out there, is there? Likewise, there's not going to be any good time to go out there and raise your voice. You got to do it when it's not the good time. You've got to do it when doing it goes against the status quo, and the status quo is being inhumane.
I've been asking to be shown a way to be